On your last cruise, you probably rated your waiter a 9 out of 10. You thought you were being generous. Inside the cruise line system, that 9 counted as a 0. The crew knows this. You were never told. And that's just one of 12 things the people serving you know and can't say out loud. By the end of this video, you'll know 12 pieces of crew knowledge that save you real money, get you better service, and fix problems most passengers just live with. Here's why this matters. Crew members work months at a stretch, and their contracts, promotions, and daily routines run on systems passengers never see. Cruise Critic and Royal Caribbean's own survey documentation confirm parts of this machinery, and once you understand it, the whole ship works better for you. Smart cruisers don't need to be told twice. 12 secrets, and they get bigger as we go. Number 8 is about money that may already be sitting in your onboard account right now. Money most passengers walk off the ship without ever claiming. And the last one is a 2-minute move that costs you nothing, yet many crew members say it helps them more than a cash tip. Let's start with the one flowing out of your bathroom faucet. The drinking water on a cruise ship is made on board, from seawater, using steam evaporation or reverse osmosis. It's filtered, treated, and tested to meet World Health Organization and U.S. public health standards. Here's the part nobody mentions at the bar. The ice in your $5 bottled water order is made from that exact same purified water. The crew drinks the tap water, the galleys cook with it. The refill stations around the ship often filter it a second time. So bring a refillable bottle, fill it at the stations, and skip the bottled water entirely. On a 7-day sailing, a couple buying a few bottles a day can quietly pour $50 or more down the drain. That's money back in your pocket before lunch on day 1. And speaking of your cabin, the crew knows exactly which ones they'd never sleep in. Crew members read a deck plan like a map of noise. A cabin directly under the pool deck, you'll hear chairs dragging at 6 in the morning. Directly above the theater or a late-night lounge, bass through the floor until midnight. Near a crew service door, carts and voices at all hours. And cabins far forward on low decks can pick up anchor and thruster noise on port mornings. The fix is simple, and it's what experienced cruisers do. Before you book, look at the deck plan and check what sits directly above and directly below your cabin. You want passenger cabins on both sides, a cabin sandwich. That one habit costs nothing and protects every night of sleep you've already paid for. Now, about the person taking care of that cabin. The rules changed, and most passengers never got the memo. A few years ago, several major lines quietly moved from cleaning your cabin twice a day to once a day. Most passengers assume that's just how it is now. Here's what the crew knows. On several lines, you can still request an evening visit, or simply choose whether you prefer morning or evening service. On day 1, when you meet your cabin steward, say this: "Could we get an evening turndown as well? Or at minimum, we'd prefer evening service." Policies vary by line and ship, so ask rather than assume. The worst answer is no. The best answer is fresh towels and a tidied room twice a day, exactly like you remember. It's service you're not being charged extra for. It's just no longer offered unless you speak up. The same rule applies in the dining room, starting with your table. Stuck at a table by the kitchen door? Seated with strangers when you wanted privacy, or alone when you wanted company? Most passengers accept it for 7 nights. The crew knows the truth. Table assignments are written in pencil, not ink. On embarkation afternoon, the maitre d', or dining manager, holds an open session, often near the main dining room, usually early afternoon. Check the app or daily program for the exact time. Go there and say, "We'd like to request a different table. A quiet one for 2, please," or whatever fits you. Day 1 is when the seating map is still soft. By day 3, it's much harder. This is a 5-minute errand that upgrades every single dinner of your cruise. And once you're at that better table, there's a question your waiter is hoping you'll ask. Your waiter serves the same menu to dozens of people every night. They know exactly which dishes come back to the galley half-eaten and which ones get raves. But they're trained to be positive about everything, so they'll never volunteer the warning. Here's the unlock. Don't ask, "Is it good?" Everything is good. Ask this instead: "What would you order tonight?" Or, "Between these two, which one should I get?" Now you've given them permission to be honest, and most will take it. Many waiters will quietly guide you away from the night's weak dish, with nothing more than a raised eyebrow. And the other one is very popular, sir. One question, zero cost, and you never waste a dinner on the kitchen's off night. And that honesty doesn't stop at the gangway. The crew's best advice is waiting for you on shore. Crew members have visited your ports dozens of times. They know the lunch spot with honest prices 2 streets back from the pier. They know which beach is quiet and which one is a tourist trap. They know where the good coffee is, and almost no passenger ever asks them. The excursion desk sells tours. Your bartender, your cabin steward, your waiter, they give away the truth for free. The day before a port, ask, "Where do you go when you get off in Cozumel?" Watch their face light up. You'll get the kind of local knowledge people pay guides for, from someone with no commission and no script. Just remember, they may only get a couple of hours ashore, so keep it friendly and brief. Now, getting ashore in the first place. At certain ports, there's a line most passengers stand in that the smart ones skip. At ports where the ship anchors offshore, small boats, tenders, ferry you in. On a big ship, the morning tender line can eat an hour or more of your port day. Crew know who boards first. Guests on ship-booked excursions are typically called ahead of everyone else, along with suite guests and top loyalty tiers. So you have 2 smart plays. If the port really matters to you, book even a cheap morning excursion through the ship. You'll usually be grouped and sent ashore early. If you're exploring on your own, do the opposite. Have a slow breakfast and go down mid to late morning, when the line often disappears completely. The only losing move is standing in the 8 a.m. crowd with no priority at all. And if the ship can't tender at all and the port gets cancelled, that's where the money I promised you comes in. Picture this. Imagine a couple on a Caribbean sailing. High winds, and the captain announces the ship can't stop at Grand Cayman. Everyone groans. Everyone moves on. What most of that ship never realizes, the port taxes and fees they prepaid for Grand Cayman may now be owed back to them. Carnival, Norwegian, and MSC have confirmed to Cruise Critic that they refund port taxes and fees when a port is missed and not replaced, usually as onboard credit. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity handle it case by case. Ship-booked excursions for that port are refunded too, typically automatically. Here's the crew-level knowledge. Those credits just appear on your onboard account, quietly, with no announcement. If you never look, you can sail home with your money sitting unspent, and some credits don't follow you home. So after any missed port, check your account in the app and ask guest services. Have the port fees for the missed port been credited yet? That's the first loop from the intro paid off. But your onboard account has more secrets than that, and this next one cuts the other way. Onboard accounts run on thousands of small charges, minibar counts, bar tabs, service charges. Mistakes happen. A minibar soda you never touched, a drink posted to the wrong cabin, a double-charged coffee. Guest services staff know something most passengers learn too late. Fixing a wrong charge is a 2-minute conversation on the ship, and a frustrating maze of phone calls after you're home. So do what experienced cruisers do. Check your account in the app every day or two. It takes 30 seconds. The night before you leave, review the full statement. If anything looks wrong, go to guest services that evening, not in the chaotic final morning line, and say, "This charge isn't ours. Could you take a look?" On board, they can see the details and usually fix it on the spot. Wait until home, and you're a case number. And while you're near guest services, one deck away, there's a desk that gives things away to people who simply ask. You don't need to be a high roller for this one. If you play in the casino at all, even modest slot play, your card is tracking every dollar. Casino hosts have real discretion, drinks while playing on some lines, discounts, and mailed offers for future cruises that can be shockingly generous. Here's what the crew knows. Those perks overwhelmingly go to people who ask. Most passengers play anonymously and get nothing. So insert your cruise card every time you play, and midway through the cruise, find the casino host and say, "Could you check my play and tell me what I qualify for?" The worst case is a polite "not yet." The best case is free drinks this week and a discounted cruise next year. If you are going to play anyway, this is unclaimed value, pure and simple. 2 left, and this next one solves the most common misery on any ship. Here's something guest services rarely advertises. On most sailings, a handful of cabins go unsold, and a few are held back. If your cabin has a genuine problem, a mechanical noise, a plumbing issue, a smell, a neighbor situation the crew can't resolve, you are not necessarily stuck for 7 nights. Moves are discretionary, not guaranteed, and they depend on what's empty. But the crew knows moves happen far more often than passengers think, for the people who ask early, calmly, and specifically. Day 1 or 2, go to guest services and say, "There's an issue with our cabin. If anything comparable is available, we'd appreciate being considered for a move." Polite, specific, early. That combination gets quiet yeses all the time, while the passenger who explodes on day 5 gets an apology and a plate of chocolate-covered strawberries. Which brings us to the last secret, the one that starts after you get home, and the one crew members care about most. Remember the hook. A day or 2 after your cruise, a survey lands in your inbox. Most passengers skip it, or hand out 9s thinking they're being kind. Here's the system behind the curtain. Major lines score those surveys the way big companies measure customer loyalty. On that scale, only a 9 or 10 counts as truly positive. A 7 or 8 counts as nothing, and lower scores actively count against. Those numbers feed into crew contract renewals, raises, and promotions. One Reddit thread about this went further. A passenger reported their dining room servers said anything less than perfect can genuinely hurt them. And one cruiser on a galley tour spotted a sign showing the crew member with the top monthly survey scores wins a full day off. On a ship, that's a huge prize. So here's the 2-minute move from the intro. If your crew took care of you, give the 10s. And more importantly, write their names in the comment box, with one specific thing they did. Royal Caribbean has confirmed those comments are indexed and searchable, and managers pull names from them for recognition. Rate the food or the ship honestly in the general sections. That feedback helps everyone. But that comment box is the one place where 2 minutes of your time changes a real person's career. That's the loop closed, and honestly, the best secret on this list. So here's what this means for you. Fill your bottle at the refill stations. The water's the same. Check above and below before you book a cabin. Ask for evening service on day 1. Fix your dinner table on day 1 too. Ask your waiter what they would order. Ask the crew where they go in port. Book a morning excursion at tender ports, or sleep in and skip the line. After a missed port, look for your refund. It won't announce itself. Check your account before you disembark, not after. Ask the casino host what your play earns. Report a genuine cabin problem early and politely. And when the survey comes, 10s and names. The crew can't tell you any of this. Now you know it anyway. Here's my question for you. What's the best tip a crew member has ever quietly given you? A restaurant? A shortcut? Anything? Put it in the comments, because the best crew secrets in these videos come from viewers like you. And if this saved you money today, make sure you're subscribed. There's more where this came from every week.